Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, February 21st, 2026. So, how did you find what I'm betting you are going to classify as the hardest crossword of the week?
It was the hardest crossword of the week.
Okay.
I would second that and third it.
Would you describe it as insurmountable?
No.
It was mountable?
It was mountable
Good.
because I did it in tandem with our daughter, which always helps.
Right.
But no, it was a tough one.
I found it to be doing it in tandem with myself a major challenge.
Yes.
I was like, wow, my streak is just about to die right now. And then small miracles occurred bit by bit by bit.
Well, one thing that we noticed is that there were 6 X's.
Yes.
In this puzzle, which, of course, accounted for actually 11 words or 11 answers in the puzzle. And there were 2 Q's, which, of course, accounted for 4.
Right.
So one of the X's, or 2 of the X's were in the same word. But so that's why there's only 11 of those. But you know, that's like 16 and 11, that's 17 words that you had either a Q or an X. That's highly unusual for a crossword puzzle. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't know if the author was trying to test to see how many X's or Q's they could work into the grid.
Well, I mean, it does make it harder because I think anyway, especially X's, you know, there aren't that many words with X's, or, you know, unless it starts with an EX, which none of these really did except for 3 down, add, exec. But of course it didn't really start with the EX.
No.
It was in the middle there. So anyway, I just think that made it more challenging.
I actually like words with X's in them. Somehow it seems they're easier because there are fewer of them.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think it's harder to think of them because you don't really see them that often.
See, I specialize in words with the letter X in them, though. Yes.
Okay, well, then it would just come naturally to you. So this must have been much easier.
I thought. Surprisingly, there weren't enough X's to make it easy. That was my problem. Yes, there were too many other letters.
Yeah.
Had they been all X's, I could have fallen asleep while leaning on the X key and woken up to a success.
Right. So, and there were 6 kind of medium length answers, 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. I find medium length answers harder to think of than if it runs the length of the puzzle.
Right.
Because if it runs the length of the puzzle, you know it's going to be some kind of a phrase, and it's going to be a common phrase. Whereas 15 across, films subgenre exemplified by the thing or the fly. Body horror.
Yes.
That was one I'd never heard of. Body horror.
I got the horror part immediately because of 5 Down, that being Star Trek villain played by Ricardo Montalban. Khan. That's like in my DNA. That's how well I know that answer.
Yes.
And so I thought, well, it's starting with an H. It's got to be horror. And so I went for noir horror. Oh. Which is a genre that I just invented.
Now, our daughter had heard of that.
Body horror?
Body horror. She said, I've heard of that. So we put it in, and it worked.
It is a debut for the New York Times.
But she knew that. But I never would have gotten that one.
How about the one atop it? One across, look to give nothing away. Blank stare.
Yes, that took a while.
I went for poker faces to start.
Oh, that would have worked, yeah.
Well, except it was hard to tell if it should be singular or plural, and none of the letters matched any of the crosses.
Well, the A in stare and face would have been the same, and the E, right?
No.
Poker face.
Poker faces would not.
Oh, poker face. Well, why would you plural it? Just look to give nothing away.
Because I needed to get it to fit in 10 squares, and the only thing I came up with was poker face.
Well, it would have. Oh, yeah.
Poker faces would have fitted. But it said a look. So maybe if you were giving poker faces, In any event, it was totally wrong because the answer was blank stare.
Blank stare.
Which is a great answer.
Yes.
And boy, my success in that corner, which is sort of where I think I ended up, definitely went up when I changed poker faces to blank stare. 17 across. It gets folded and pressed. And I'm like, okay, laundry did not fit. And then I thought about bread dough. And I thought you fold and press bread dough, sort of. But it turned out to be quesadilla.
Right.
Then I had to figure out how to spell quesadilla.
That was another one our daughter got right away.
Really?
And I'm like, well, then you got a Q in the middle of one down, which actually was right. One smoking spot was a BBQ pit.
Right. I originally had ash pit.
Oh.
Because I had pit. I thought, what sort of a pit might you have? And the only one I could think was ash.
What's an ash pit?
It is a pit filled with ash. If there are any other questions, allow me.
Ash pit.
An ash pit.
Why do people just dump ashes in a pit and it's called an ash pit?
Well, it's sort of one of those build it and they will come. So you put a pit in the ground and people would just come in and throw in their cigarette butts.
Throw in their ashes. Okay.
They would throw in their cigarette butts if this is like 1940. I don't know what they do now. But 2 down. I looked at this and it was just indignant. Mrs. John Quincy Adams. I'm like, seriously? I don't even know the presidents, let alone their wives, first name. Louisa. Did you know Louisa?
No, I did not. Our daughter came up with Abigail, but I'm like, no, that would be Mrs. John Adams.
Well, it wouldn't fit.
Well,
that's the other problem.
Yeah, that's true. But I said that would be John Quincy Adams' mother, not his wife. So
well, at least she had she was close. She had a person of the right gender,
Abigail
of the right
Adams.
age.
Yeah, Abigail Adams. We've all heard of her. But
someone
she
in
was
the family tree.
John Adams' wife, not John Quincy Adams' wife. But yeah, Louisa.
So that was tough. And then 22 across, right. And I went, okay. Oh. But it was I see.
I see, yes.
You could just about say anything after right, just depending on how it's pronounced. But.
I thought a great clue, but was a stumper was 37 down. Free spirits. Exercise.
Yes.
Exercise.
That was definitely my favorite. I had enough letters and I thought, it's exercise. Why is exercise? And then I'm like, because I was thinking spirits. First, I was thinking of liquor. Oh. And in fact, my first answer, because the fourth letter was an R, I had beer. And then I was I was thinking beer comp because the R and the C would have lined up. Oh. And I thought, free spirits, here's your beer comp.
Wouldn't it be comp beer?
Maybe. I've never been given a comp beer or a beer comp for that matter. I don't think it really exists.
And the one right next to it, hydrogen sulfide, example, toxic gas.
Right. I decided that's the gas that produces the smell of rotting eggs, right?
Oh, I think it might be.
That's so
sulfur. Something with sulfur in it. So
I think it is, and so I was trying. I mean, maybe just in probably not in small amounts. It's lethal. Otherwise, rotten eggs could kill. But so I went for. I was trying to do something with odors, but it didn't go anywhere. Let's see. We had 63 across at the bottom left. Flat Earth, ? Mesa.
Right.
Oh, that was a great clue, and it took me forever to figure out.
Oh,
I'm
really?
like, conspiracy is not going to fit in 4 letters. And then the one next to it, 64 across. Item for purchase with a question mark on its side. So I thought Magic 8 Ball, because it has a question, there's sort of the question mark before you shake it. But it turned out to be Mystery Box. It wasn't even close. And let's see.
The one right above that, 62. What roller coasters are designed to do? It's like, what? Scare people? I don't know. Turned out to be exhilarate.
Yes.
That I don't know that I've ever seen that. I'm sure it's been in a crossword before, but I don't remember
The
seeing
word
it.
exhilarate?
Mm-hmm.
It's been in 9 times.
Wow.
It's probably hard to work into a grid. The first time it appeared in the crossword was 2002 when it was send.
Oh, uh-huh.
And occasionally it's thrill, but it's mainly send.
Uh-huh.
It was boy on 2015, and then so it hasn't been in the crossword for 11 years.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Exhilarate. We are exhilarated to see you here.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I'd seen it, but
There were some other, this was just brimming with great clues. Like we had, let's see here, 7 down. That was, they might have all the answers. Trivia team.
right. Mm-hmm.
That took a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had 23 down. That was, let's see here, Chinese symbol of prosperity. 8.
Yes.
I was like, I had enough letters. I thought light. Then I thought white, because there's something called the Burrow White in Lord of the Rings, or I guess the Hobbit. But it turned out to be 8.
8, yeah. Lucky number.
I find that very interesting.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wonder why 8. 7 was already taken.
I guess.
I mean, because 7's a lucky number.
Uh-huh.
I wonder how people feel about 9. How did you get 11 across right away? The European city on the Bay of Angels. Nice.
No, we did not.
Did you go for Oslo because it was 4 letters long?
No. We went for Rome. We thought maybe it was Rome because it was 4 letters, but
What is Rome? On the city of? Isn't that the city of angels?
something like that.
Yeah, I think so. But it's not on the Bay of Angels. How ironic.
Mm-hmm.
We had 4 down, overseer of the Erie Canal in brief. I'm there flailing away in this corner, and they're throwing up clues like that, right next to Mrs. John Quincy Adams. Anyways, it was NYS.
Which stands for?
New York System?
I have no idea, but
New York Subway?
we
I'm not
had
clear why the
Yeah.
Erie Canal is associated with a subway.
we had the Y, and I said, I bet it's New York something,
Yeah.
NY something. But we got the S then with quesadilla, but we didn't know what it stood for.
I bet it stands for New York Stuff.
Seaway, New
Oh.
York. I don't know.
It's a mystery. If anyone who happens to work at the NYS is listening to this podcast, please let us know the full name of your place of employment.
It could be New York State. New York State controls it. I mean, that would make sense. Some the state. There's some office in the state house that would oversee the Erie Canal. I don't
But it's sort of like you'd expect more to it than just New York State NYS.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Well, as soon as we get email from the
New York
from somebody from the Erie
NYS.
who works at the Erie Canal, I'm just taking a few moments off of my patrolling of the Erie Canal to write this to you. Let's see. What else did we have here? I think we've covered most of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tough crossword.
Yeah.
A tough nut, to go back to a previous crossword of the
I'm
week.
sure I could not have done it by myself. I'm sure I would have just been stuck.
We'll never know.
Mm-hmm. But we had fun doing it together.
But I was like, for a time, I'm like, the only thing that I was focusing on was 32 across. Many great athletes play with it. First of all, I didn't know what that was. It's just sort of like a picture of their loved one or something. But I only had 4 letters. Turned out to be grit.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking maybe like resume, so they can.
It was 4 letters.
I know. I was desperate at that point.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, yeah, I definitely needed grit to get through this. But great crossword. It was by Josh Knapp. His 25th since 2010.
Wow.
And he specializes almost exclusively in Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, well,
And you can see why.
Oh, yes.
I tremble to think the next time he's going to come up with a Saturday. But it's been 5 years since he's been in the crossword. So he's sort of, his heyday looked like it was in the early 2010s.
Oh, okay.
But you should do more crosswords, because this one was really, whenever people complain that the crossword's too easy, send in Josh now. Or Shiv Sivakumar, you may
Yes,
recall.
he
Yeah.
has a challenging
Yes.
puzzle. That is-
And of course, when they need the real heavy artillery, Sam Izursky. No, don't send in Sam.
maybe the three of them could get together and do a really hard Sunday or something.
It'll be impossible. It'll just be,
the crossword no one can solve.
You know that there must be crosswords like that, right? That go into the New York Times and they just look at that and they're like, "No, I'm sorry. Well, this is just too hard."
Yes.
How many? All of your clues involve vice presidents' wives. This has got to go. That's what we should do for our next crossword. The only answers would be the names of wives of presidents.
Or vice presidents.
Or vice presidents.
Although there'd be one husband there.
There'd be one. Yes, it'd be good. I was going to say it'd be good if we could sort of switch genders here. All right. Well, that is it for today.
Right.
So thanks everyone for listening.
Yes.
Hope you're enjoying these podcasts. And again, if you're working at the Erie Canal right now for the New York S, we'd like to hear from you. And we'd like to hear from everybody listening to this.
Yes.
Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. We will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of Sunday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.